I miss you. I am so happy to be back with this video, and I'm so happy to plug in and say hi and just be here. So today I wanted to talk about something that I've heard a lot of people kind of getting frustrated with, and I wanted to just address it. And this is the feel good way to connect in with prospects, to tell them about what you do, and to share what you do without feeling sleazy, without feeling like you kind of have something in your back pocket that you're ready to pull out, right? And without feeling like you're taking over the conversation and hijacking things, and really it's all about you, right? Because I know from personal experience that all of those things kind of held me back from sharing the ways that I could help people. And it's such a detriment to the people who really need you most and that need your help. Okay, so let's dive in. So the main thing that I want to talk about with you is that it's not about sharing what you do. It's about sharing who you are. Okay. So a lot of times I think what holds people back from getting into, hey, I am so and so, and here's the way that I can help you, and here are the things that I can do, and here's the way that we can work together, is that we feel sleazy about it, right? We feel like we're kind of putting ourselves on someone, and hijacking the conversation, and making it about making it about us, and being kind of salesy and pushy, right? And I've sensed that that's the underlying kind of theme that people feel. But if we stop thinking about it, about sharing what we do, and more so think about showing who we are, that is such a game changer, okay? So I want you to think about it like this. When we hear people talk about what they do, right? A lot of times it's like, hey, I do, strategic online, blah, blah, blah. And you're kind of just like, okay, that's what they do. Okay, right? And we're processing and we're kind of getting some of it, not really sure, right? And a lot of times we're not even focused on what that person is actually saying, but we're really focused on, okay, who is this person, right? That's kind of what our mind wants to do first, is figure out who this person is, right? Is this someone I can trust? Is this someone I feel connected to? Is this someone I feel good around, right? And if you're watching this, and if you kind of connect to this, then I know a lot of times you are likely someone who has that good heart, right? Who really wants to help people, who has something special that people can benefit from, right? So it's less, you can take the pressure off right now, because it's less about showing them, hey, I can do this, and hey, I'm an expert at that, and hey, I have a background in this and a certification in that, even if you do or if you don't, right? Take the pressure off, because this is about showing them who you are. So how do we do that? The first thing is listening and observing, okay? So here's how I want you to think about it. If there is someone in need, right? There is someone who has this deep-rooted need, and you know how to solve that need, right? You know how to help them. You know what it is that you can help them with. And you're seeing their need, but you're like, nope, I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to even talk about like what it is that I do, because I don't want to hijack the conversation. That in a way is a little bit selfish, right? It's a little bit, hey, I'm just kind of like gonna hoard all of my gifts to myself and keep them to myself, right? So when we're in these conversations, it's really about letting that person know that you see them, right? That you're hearing what their struggle is, that you are plugged in to what their needs are. So it's kind of about toning down that voice in you that might be saying, well, now I have to tell them about what I do and how I can help them, and I really need to insert this into the conversation, right? Don't put that pressure on yourself. Don't worry about needing to get that out. What I've found is that when people can feel relaxed around you, when people can feel like, you know what, this person's really listening to me, when people can feel that you feel them, that you know where they're coming from, that's what builds that know, like, and trust. That's what builds that rapport. And when you kind of end up sharing about what it is you do, it's not going to feel unwarranted. It's not going to feel sleazy, and it's not going to feel pushy, because it's really you just sharing a little bit more about who you are, right? So listening and observing, what does that look like? So if we're talking to, a client, someone we meet, a prospect, someone we meet offline, maybe, and it's really about getting to know them, not putting the pressure on yourself to be an expert, really just listening in, plugging in. What are they thinking about? How could you ask them questions that allow them to sense that, oh wow, this person cares, right? How can you kind of get to know them in a little bit of a deeper way? Put on your listening cap and observe what it is that they're really saying, okay? And secondly, after listening and observing, now it's about sharing a little bit more about who you are. So now they know, oh, this person listens. I feel comfortable around this person. Now it's about sharing a little bit more about who you are, right? So now is when you can say, oh, I've found that problem amongst, a lot of people who I've connected with. Sounds like it might be tough. Yeah, and one thing I kind of do is help to bridge that gap between A and B, or whatever it is, in whatever way you want to say it. But in this way, you're not feeling this need to just blab out what you do and then kind of run away, right? You're really just sharing your gifts. So this is going to be a horrible metaphor, but this is what's coming to my mind right now, okay? This is me sharing who I am. So it's kind of like if you see someone on the street, right, who's in need, who's desperate maybe, and maybe they're asking for money, who knows what it is, okay? And you have a quarter. You have this quarter. And you just walk by them like, yep, I have this quarter, but I'm not sharing it with you, right? I'm just gonna keep it to myself because I don't know how you're gonna act and I don't know whatever. Share that freaking quarter, right? Put that quarter in that cup. That person is asking for your help, or they're asking for your gifts, and you have it. So don't be afraid to be present, to be you, to show up as yourself, to listen, to observe, and then to share, hey, this is some of what I do, right? So that's just a quick little something I wanted to make a video about. Email me back and tell me what you encounter or what difficulties go through your mind when you think about connecting with your ideal prospects, and let me know how this feels when it comes to making it an easier process. You don't have to be anyone but who you are, and sharing who you are isn't always saying it, it's just sitting in it, right? Okay, so all in all, you don't have to share what you do. You can show who you are, listen, observe, plug into that person, and then tell them, hey, that's actually something that I do with my clients. Okay, I will be back soon with another video. I'm so happy to be back here with you guys. I am here for you, and I'm just sending tons of love your way. Mwah.